Hello, how are you? This is Jin from Next Level Commander, and today our video is I'm making this for my friend Jonathan, who is a massive Final Fantasy fan and trying to get into Commander through this set. But instead of buying a Commander deck or four, he wants to open a collector's booster box. And these are his words. If I spend $600, $700 on a product, Wizards has my back, right? No way I won't be able to play the game with that much money spent, right? Well, today we are going to find out so you don't have to. Today we have a Final Fantasy Collector's Booster Box. And this is for you, Jonathan. So we'll open it and try to build a commander deck out of this. So this is like the booster box game, but we always lose. So we start with, what is this? The gift, or the box topper. It's Hero's Horn. So if we're building tribal, then this is useful. I don't think we're doing that. This set has a lot of legendary creatures, a lot of sagas. Aside from that, I don't know what to expect. Also, I don't really know value. Maybe I'll do a total in the end, but for now, our goal is to try to see how close we can to a commander deck or multiple commander decks. All right, let's go. Ugh. Whew. This box we bought for around 700, 650-ish, not 100% sure. But yeah, super, super expensive. And you can do a lot of things with that money. But we decided to do this. So here you go. Starting off with a hero token. Move the packs aside. Hero token. And the Wandering Minstrel. Now this is like a landfall kind of deck with towns. I doubt we're gonna get enough towns, so I'm gonna put him in the useless pile for now. Joda. Okay, we've been getting a lot of nice commanders. I mean, Joda is definitely a great commander because you can play. Because again, this deck is filled with legends, and we can play all legends. So we definitely have a Joda pile, and in the pile, why not? We'll put in the Wandering Minstrel. Now for this, we have Vivi Ornithir. Yeah, this is. I mean, I know this card is expensive. I don't know the rest of the pack, but this is a Spellslinger deck. Can this card go into Joda? Absolutely. Just because I mean, this ability is great wherever. Even if it just adds 2 or 3 mana, is already a ridiculous mana dork, right? Maybe, hopefully, Vivi can run their own deck, but for now, we'll put Vivi in Joda. Next up, Balthier and Fran. This is a vehicle deck. Yeah, vehicle commander. I don't think this will be useful for our deck building purposes. So no. Protection magic. This is great. This is good for a Spellslinger deck. You know what? I might make a few separate piles just for now, because Joda, again, anything can go into Joda, but for now we'll try to find cards that are more synergistic. So right now we have VV pile and Joda pile. Protection magic, spell slinging. Look, what is this? Somebody sacrificed. Oh, this is the excellent counterspell. This could work in VV. We'll see. We have the VV pile. Swamp. Very playable card. Clash of Icons. This is a fight spell that can work with sagas. I don't think this is good enough even for a saga deck, but again, if we need cards if we're short on cards, why not? We can play it. Rinoa Heartilly. When it enters, create a dog token. Whenever it attacks, another creature gets +1/+1. So this is a go wide deck. Okay, we have a creature kind of aggressive, beat down, go wide deck. We'll make her a separate pile. So now we have, Protection Magic can go into different decks. So we'll see. So right now we have, I guess, 3 legendaries, right? Vivi, Warrior, Joda, and Rinoa. Capital City, town, cycling. This is fine in 5 color. Reach for the horizon, search for 2 basic lands, put them into the battlefield tap with different names. Okay, excellent ramp spell. And Cargo Ship. This is a mana dork, which adds for artifacts. We don't have an artifact deck just yet. Monk's Fist. It's an equipment card. This can go into. Is it good enough for an equipment deck? Honestly, I don't think so, because it's just 2 mana. You're making a 2/1, and then +1, making it a monk. So probably not. Adventures, airship. This is like a larger smuggler's copter. Looks like. Yeah, if we have a vehicle deck. I mean, Baltier and Frank could work, but I mean, the first vehicle we got is blue, so that was a long way. So right now we have 3 piles for now, and we'll adjust the piles as we open more things. This is a removal -2. If it's kicked, sacrifice an artifact or creature. I know there is some kind of aristocrats build in this set, so it's possible. But for now, let's see how many piles we're making. We make in maybe aristocrats pile, because I know that is a deck. And we make like a spell slinging pile. And we'll see. And hopefully Vivi, because 2 color is difficult, we need maybe 3 color. So Vivi and Rinoa will go into a 3-color deck that we will open soon. Open the commander soon. All right. Yeah. Token Xenos. When Xenos enters, oh, this is the one that kills someone, right? Yeah, it just kills an opponent. No, where would we play Xenos? I guess any legend that we don't know where to put, we'll put it into Warrior of the Light, Joda, just because it's a great card. I mean, this is a good card. It's kind of difficult to trigger unless you build around it, but I mean, who knows? This is Stroke of Midnight, another premium removal spell. So yeah, I hope we get a Spellslinger commander in white, because we got some spells. Oh, is this the one? Whenever you cast non-creature spell, you may pay X life, where X is that spell's mana cost. Just what we were asking for. The Spellslinger commander, this is like what's it called? Shark Typhoon kind of card, but you have to pay life. So what we're thinking here is we need some life gain and lots of spells. Okay, sweet. Unfortunately, Graha, Greha Tia, is not in Vivi's color. Otherwise, we'd be cooking. But for now, I think this deck is a lot more likely than Vivi. So the Graha pile looks like this. We have 4 cards now. In 2 packs, 4 cards. That's pretty good. Now, Lice Hexed. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less. As long as you cast 2 more spells, it's got double strike. Just reducing the cost, I think, is decent, and having a body that is capable of offense and defense. I take it. Looking good. Shadow Mysterious Assassin. Whenever Shadow deals combat damage, you may sacrifice another non-land permanent and draw 2 cards. And they lose life. Now, the draw 2 cards is a lot more relevant. I doubt we're going to have big enough permanents to sack, but this is the Aristocrats deck. This won't be the commander, but we have the Aristocrats deck. And this could even work in Graha, just because, let's see, Vague. Yeah, all of these cards actually can work in Graha. I might just make it one big pile and go Graha, just because I doubt we're going to open enough cards. We'll see in the end, but yes, for now, we are going to make one big pile. Even though, see, Shadow is a creature, it doesn't trigger Graha, but I hope I'm pronouncing this right, because, oh boy, Greha. Yeah, goes in, it's not a non-creature, but we're making tokens and sacrificing them tokens to draw cards, and I think it's reasonable. So now we've merged some of our piles. Next up, Gilgamesh. Now this does not go into any pile. We built this before, and this is an equipments commander. If we have an aggressive equipment deck, this will be, it is definitely a theme. So we have a new pile for that. Plains. That is sweet art. Zidane, I love Zidane, but we are not building Zidane in this deck, in this video. So Zidane, I don't think he's useful in anything, so we'll put him in Joda. Seems good. Crystal Fragments, equipment. +1/+1, exile, so the transform ability is what's relevant here. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Tap all creatures your opponents control. I guess we're starting an equipment deck. If we open, what's his name? Cloud or something. Torgal, whenever a human, when you cast a human, that creature enters with an additional counter for each dog or wolf you control. Well, that's like, this is made for Rinoa. This has to be related to Rinoa, right? I mean, I guess, yeah, we'll make a pile here. A random encounter. Shuffle your library, mill 4 cards, put a creature card milled this way onto the battlefield. Put each creature card milled this way. They gain haste. At the beginning of the next end step, return those creatures to their owner's hand. So it's like you steal them for a turn. Vivi. Zach Fair protects a creature, enters with a counter, and yeah, this is like equipment synergy. So this could go into Rinoa or Gilgamesh, but I'm more confident in Gilgamesh or the equipment deck happening. Mysidian Elder, when this creature enters, create a wizard that is like a mini gutter snipe. It deals damage, 1 damage to each opponent for each non-creature spell you cast. So everything red goes into Vivi. We'll see if Vivi can be a thing. I mean, I hope. I mean, if you open Vivi, yeah, building around Vivi sounds sweet. Town, okay. And Hill Gigas. Mountain Cycling, Trample Haste. Yeah, this is a fine card. We no longer have a beatdown deck. I guess we kind of do with Rinoa. We'll make a pile. Okay, next pack. Tifa, holy. This might be expensive, I'm not sure. But we don't have a deck for it. So, beat down. Wow, and Siri Conrad. That's sweet. We don't have a graveyard themed deck, but whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into graveyard. So this doesn't, this kind of works with our Esper deck here, kind of doesn't. So for now, we'll put Sir Conrad into Jodah. Eye of Nidhogg. Enchant creature becomes a 4/2 dragon with death touch and is golded. When Eye is put into a graveyard, return it to the owner's hand. And thankfully, our commander for Esper says non-creature, and this, yeah, it's super open. So, and this is a great card that you can cast repeatedly to gold your opponent's creatures. So this goes in here. Raban. Pay life equal to Raban's power. Word. Whenever Raban attacks, attach up to 1 target equipment to target attacking creature. Equipment deck. The Wandering Minstrel again. Ooh, summon Leviathan. Return each creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent to their owner's hand. And next is whenever one of those attacks, you draw a card. Very tribal. Does this go into any deck right now? Enchantment creature? Not really, but it's a really powerful card. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do with this. A Swamp. Nice. Solan Uniform. Choose target creature you control and target equipment. Gain control of the equipment until the end of turn and attach the equipment. This is way too narrow, and yeah, it's not even a permanent. It's not even a permanent steal effect. It's sweet art though, but we're not going to have a use for this. I doubt we're going to have a use for this. Titus Blitzball Star. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1 counter. When Titus attacks, tap target creature. I doubt we're going to have an artifact deck, so nope. Rufus Shinra. When Rufus attacks, if you don't control a creature named Darkstar, create Darkstar, a legendary 2/2 white and black doggo. I mean, this is not super specific. Like, it can. We have the human and dog stack here, so that's cool. But the color is a bit off. We'll put Rufus in Jodah just for now. Travel the Overworld. Affinity for towns. Draw 4 cards. Sorcery. We can play some towns, but 7 mana, draw 4. It's not great. It's not great. If we can have 1 or 2 towns, it's decent. But even then, I guess we'll put this in Esper for now. But it's probably getting cut. Unless, I mean, we open 2 or 3 towns. Or Vivi, because Vivi reduced cost. Vivi doesn't reduce cost, but Vivi can make more mana. But we'll see. Vivi right now is not really coming together. Dark Knight's Great Sword. Equip creature gets +3/+1 and is a knight. Pay 3 life. This is cool. We'll see what color the equipment deck is. Grand Pulse, Death Touch 1/1. Nope. Town Greeter. When this creature enters, mill 4 cards. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. You may put a town card into your hand. If you put a town card into your hand this way. Don't have enough towns. A White Auracite. When this enters, exile something is a mana rock. This might be okay. Well, it's suboptimal, but serviceable, again, in our non-creature deck. You can also go into other decks, but for now, that's what we have. All right, we'll continue. Next pack. Oh. Ooh, Sephiroth emblem. That's nice. Wait, yeah, this is the emblem. Oh, that's cool. Summon GF Kerberos. Double strike when you next Surveil 1, double strike when you next cast an instant or sorcery. Copy it. So this is a spell slinging saga. When you next cast an instant sorcery, copy it twice. Yeah, this is the spell slinger saga. Unfortunately, it doesn't go into Esper, but another card for Vivi. This is Minwu, Mangara the Diplomat. This is a great card, actually. Goes into any white deck, really. But for now, we'll put it into our second most... Oh, it's legendary. Never mind. Goes into Joda. Yuna's Decision. Sacrifice a creature. If you do draw a card, then you put a creature from your hand onto the battlefield. Now, this is not great. Find another way. Return 1 or 2 target permanent cards. 4 mana, this is not a great card, honestly, I think. But sure, we have a green deck. It goes into our green deck. The Falcon Airship Restored. This is the Graveyard Airship, I believe. Yeah, when you hit someone, sacrifice it, and you can reanimate a creature, and then it can also reanimate itself. We don't currently have a graveyard deck, so we'll put it aside. But oh, it's a legendary artifact. Does Joda trigger off legendary artifacts here? We are desperate for. We're desperate for Joda. Okay, Joda triggers off legendary spells, so this goes into Joda. We might have 2 decks. Raban, this, we already have it. It's in the equipment deck. Ancient Adamantoise. Wow, this is the meme card. Aside from the cactus, this is like the other turtle, the meme card. All damage will be dealt to you, and other permanents you control is dealt to this creature instead. When this creature dies, exile it. Yeah, we have big green. Mountain. Vanille. Cheerful Sea. When Vanille enters, mill 2 cards, return a permanent from your graveyard to your hand. Just this alone is decent. And there's a meld ability, but the problem with meld is that there's no partner, right? So we can't play them as commander. And at the same time, they don't search for each other, right? So it's difficult to play something like this. But this is fine. It's a fine ability even without the meld. So we'll put her in Joda and hopefully get the other half. We have Summon Fenrir. Search library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And then creatures get bigger and draw a card. Yeah, this is serviceable in our wolf, human, and wolf tribal, apparently. And we found a foil version of our commander. Well, our green, white, red beatdown deck is going strong, it seems like. Evil Reawaken, return target creature card from battlefield. It's 5 mana. It's fine. We don't have any creatures in our Esper deck, in our Graha deck, so this might not have a deck right now. If we find a graveyard deck later, then it might go in. But for now, no place for this card. Phoenix Down. Return target creature with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This is also the kind of the graveyard deck. Can this work in our other decks? It's not terrible. We'll set this aside for now. Let's see if we need a card like this in the future. Pump, Blitzball Shot. We will not play pump spells. This one, summon GF Ifrit. You may discard a card if you do draw a card and add red. 3 mana, 3/2. Not awful. Enchantment creature, we'll set this aside for now. Maybe we have room for this. And this is a planet beast that can ramp. A Mana Dork. Do we want to play Mana Dorks? Maybe. I think Mana Dorks are... we want them to have a little bit more utility, like the Torgal here. But we will... Yeah, we'll set this aside. We still gotta have standards. Right? We can't just put in every card. So next up, Hero. Safer Almasi. Whenever a creature you control attacks, it gains alone against double strike. Whenever a Safer deals combat damage, you may cast instant sorcery with mana value of 3 or less from your graveyard. Does this work in the equipment stack? Maybe. He's holding a sword. My hopes were high. But for now, I think he's more a Joda card. Yeah, I guess he goes into Joda. 3 mana though. Not sure. Lucas Stadium. Whenever you deal damage, you remove point counter. This is a Strixhaven stadium. Yeah, and it's a mana rock, but it also wins games sometimes. Not usually. And this is not going to win us games in our decks, the decks we have now, because we're not going white. And it adds 1 colorless, so it doesn't go into 5 color. Set this aside for now. The Falcon again. The Falcon, yeah, we have. Okay, Joda. Cloud's Limit Break. Destroy target tap creature, destroy any number of tap creatures with different controllers, and destroy all tap creatures. It's a decent spell. Not the best removal. It's not like Stroke of Midnight, but it's fine. It's a spell. Graha. Kimahri. Valiant Guardian. At the beginning of combat, put a counter on Kimahri and tap target creature, and you may have Kimahri become a copy of that creature. Again, this is a legendary good stuff. Doesn't really fit into any of our archetypes currently, so Joda. Golbez, Crystal Collector. Whenever an artifact you control enters, surveil 1 at the beginning of end step. If you control 4 or more, this is the artifact commander. We don't have a deck for that. You need artifact and a graveyard, so it's way too specific. So we'll set this aside. Island, sure. Eden's Seat of the Sanctum is a mana rock. No, it's a land. It's a town. 5 mana, mill 2 cards, then you may sacrifice this to return a permanent. It's actually not terrible. We're not going to play this in Joda because 5 color, but maybe in our beatdown deck. Maybe. We'll set this aside for now, but we'll find a deck for it later. Judge, Magister. Whenever another creature or artifact you control dies, put a +1% counter. It's a kind of a mediocre Aristocrats payoff. Joda. I mean, Joda might win, but I'm not sure how good it's going to be. So, Fang, Fearless. Oh, is this the other side? Wait, so let's take a look. So the 2 sides are different treatment. One is full art, the other one is normal. But it doesn't matter because we get to play them. But the key here is both sides have to be decent. Let's see, Fang. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. This ability triggers once a turn. How do cards leave your graveyard? We're not a graveyard deck. But if the backside is powerful enough, we might still do it. Whew, this is sweet. Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Haste. Whenever it dies, destroy target permanent and return a non-legendary permanent card. Really? Really? I mean, I think we still play it just because the cards are decent, but this is... Wait, does the front side say non-legendary? Okay, thank God it doesn't. Okay, they go into Joda. Ridia's Return. Creatures get +3/+3. This is like an overrun. Return up to 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard. Yeah, this is fine in our beatdown deck that we're still not giving up on. Ultros, the Obnoxious Octopus. Non-creature spell. If 4 mana was spent, tap target creature. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 8 mana was spent to cast, put 8 +1 counters on Ultros. I don't think... I mean, 4 mana is... Yeah, I don't think we will have enough to trigger this. Maybe in Vivi, just because Vivi can play big mana spells. Maybe Vivi big mana spell is a thing. We'll do that. Okay, next up, Town. Shinra Reinforcements, mill 3, gain 3. This is for the graveyard deck. We don't have that yet. Next pack. Hero. Oh, jeez, what is this? Noctis. Prince of Lucis. Well, this is the graveyard. This is the artifact deck. Okay, maybe we'll take a look later to see if we have enough artifacts to make this work. But at the moment, I don't think so. At the moment, I think we're pretty far behind. If we open some sweet artifacts, we're going to bring this back in. But for now, Nature's Charm. Wow. Nature's Claim. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 3 life. It's a decent removal spell. And it's serviceable. Not great, but we only have 1 green deck. So Nibelheim Aflame. Choose target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to other creature. Yeah. This makes sense in equipment deck. Right? It's like removal and kind of evasion. Doesn't work in VV because we're not really pumping VV, are we? Oh, we're pumping VV a little bit. Maybe in VV it makes more sense. Yeah, VV is not giving up. Conformer Shuriken. Whenever this creature attacks, tap target creature, and then you make up for the difference in power in +1 counters. This is not bad. This is not bad. Equipments. Sin, Spyrus Punishment. This is also a viable commander. This is the graveyard deck commander. Okay, we're getting the commanders. Yeah, we're getting the commanders for... We will have to see later, because we don't want to make too many piles. But in the end, we will see. Joshua, Phoenix Dominant. Boros, cares about graveyard. We don't have a deck for that. Let's see the backside. Turns into a Phoenix. Deals 2 damage to each opponent. Has lifelink. Just because we are a little bit desperate for cards. So Joda. I mean, it's fine. It's serviceable. Joda. Swamp. Summon Choco Mog. Other creatures you control get +1/+0. We don't have a deck for this. Snow Villiers. Power equal to no creature. Nope. Vanille. The other Vanille. Other treatment, I mean. Cool. Clash of the Icons. We saw this one. Barrett Wallace. When Barrett attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control. Okay, this is not a strong card, but it's equipment themed, so sure. Magitech Infantry +1. 1-mana 1/1 +1 as long as you control another artifact. Search for another one of these. If we open 15 more, we have a deck. Adventures in. Land, town, gain life. Resentful Revelation. Look at top 3 cards, put one of them into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. That's for the graveyard deck, or the Spell Slinging deck. Spell Slinging for now. Next up, Collector Booster number 7, I believe. Hero. Aerith Gainsborough. Wow. I'm getting all the ladies in Search Foil. Whenever you gain life, put a +1 counter on Aerith. When Aerith dies, put X +1 counters on each legendary. Joda, it is. We got another Sir Conrad. Sid. Equipment and vehicle spells cost 1 less to cast. Say no more. This is the equipment card. Return target equipment or vehicle. Sure, equipments. Benon. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from among your cards in your graveyard. Whenever you attack, you may pay 1 and discard a card if you do draw a card. Oh, sorry, I missed. Has to be put there from the battlefield this turn. So the one creature that you loot this turn, you can cast it, if it's a creature. Sure, Joda, why not? The Darkness Crystal. Black spells cost 1 less to cast. If a non-token creature your opponent controls would die, instead exile it, and you gain 2 life. Then you can steal a creature. Oh, no, it has to be exiled with Dark Crystal. But you can steal a creature exiled with a +1 counter on it. Oh, it doesn't say sorcery speed. I just assumed it would say activate at sorcery speed. But this would make sense in Spellslinger. Will make more sense in Spellslinger, less sense in Joda. So we have that. Xenos, we already opened it. Island, Summon Fenrir, we got this. The Emperor of Palamecia goes into VV. Ultimacia. This is our graveyard deck. Lockco. This is also our graveyard deck. Circle of Power, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Create a wizard that pings people. And wizards get +1/+0 and lifelink. Is our commander here for Esper a wizard? It is a cat wizard, but it already has lifelink. But this spell is, draw 2 cards is already good enough. So, yes. Sephiroth's Intervention, destroy target creature, say no more. Haste Magic, pumps a creature. This makes sense in VV, and it cantrips. Yeah, because you're pumping VV, right? As long as you control 7 more, nope. Next pack. Hero again. How many tokens are there in this set? I feel like not too many. Squall, Seed Mercenary. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike, and when it deals damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less. I feel like this can go into the equipment deck, just because double strike works well with equipments. We haven't opened any equipments yet. I'm not sure he works well in Joda. Yeah, maybe decent in Joda. We'll do Joda for now, and later we'll switch with. Ooh, Lightning Bolt. Doesn't go into any deck, but super sweet to open. Oh, we just opened a Surge Foil of our commander. Wait, this is not our commander. This is the commander deck commander. At the beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, you draw a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana 3 or greater, Yashota deals 2 damage. Oh, so perfect. Yeah, and honestly, I was hoping it to be closer, but at this moment, I don't think it's particularly close. We are making Esper Spellslinger, and we'll look at the other decks too in the end, but yeah, we have how many cards here? We have, I'm thinking 10, 15 cards. Yeah. Seymour Flux. At the beginning of upkeep, you may pay 1 life if you do draw a card and put a counter on Seymour Flux. It's a solid, it's a legendary creature, so cool. Summon Ixion. Exile target creature opponent controls until this saga leaves the battlefield. It's a decent card. Put a counter on it, or on up to 2 creatures, and you gain 2 life. Sure. Is it a wolf? No, it's not. But our green-white. From father to son, search for a vehicle. Reveal, put into your hand. If it's cast from graveyard, you get it onto the battlefield. Now we don't have vehicles, man. Island. Summon Primal Garuda. Deals 4 damage to a tapped creature. Another creature gets +1 and flying. Now, I don't think this is strong enough for anything. Summon Shiva. Tap target creature. Put a stun counter. Draw a card for each tap creature opponent's control. Again, it's not legendary, and it doesn't do enough for our other decks. Rydia. Whenever a land you control enters, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Oh, and X return target saga card with mana value X for the turn, because it leaves. No, it doesn't leave, it just gains haste. Right, so with a finality counter, and it gains haste and activate as sorcery. So if we have a saga deck, right now I think we have 5 or 6 cards for saga, so not quite enough. I don't think we're gonna get there. Reno and Rude, legendary. Menace. When it deals combat damage, exile the top card. You may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, you may play the exile card. That's just way too much. This is a terrible, terrible Ragavan variation. Does not go into Joda. We're not going to play this in Esper, so nope. Summon Shiva again. Lunatic Pandora. 1 mana legendary artifact, Servile 1, and sacrifice it to destroy something. This is removal. I don't think we're going to play this as a removal in any deck other than the artifact deck. Magic Damper protects a creature. This is fine. It's a protection spell for our commander. We'll put this into Esper for now, but it's also serviceable in VV. You're not alone. Just a pump spell? Nope. Okay, Collector Booster number. We have 4 left. Hero. The Wandering Minstrel again in Surge Foil. Wow. Can't believe it. The Nifa Capuchin. Yeah, this goes into equipments. Wrecking Ball Arm equipment deck. Plus, I guess, makes all our creatures, equipped creatures, 7/7. So, seems fine. Master Seymour, put a counter. Beginning of combat, put a counter on a creature equal to Master Seymour's power. And it has monstrosity. I mean, we have a counter theme, a bit of a counter theme, right? With our green-white, so it's fine. High Dagger. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature gets bigger until the end of turn, where X is the number of soldiers you control. Don't think we have soldiers. Oh, you can create soldiers. At the beginning of your end step, create a soldier, a number of white soldiers equal to the number of opponents who control more creatures than you. I mean, in our white deck, our opponents are not going to have more creatures than us, probably. Maybe. It's still fine. Oh, actually, I like this in Graha, just because we don't play creatures, right? So this will play catch-up. And at the same time, you can pump our commander for lifelink. So I'm not sure if I'm trying to force Graha here, but it makes sense, right? It makes sense. So Graha, let's go. Our Realm Reborn. Other permanents you control add 1 mana of any color. This card is sweet, but I don't think it works. I guess we play it in Joda just because mana fixing is important, and in 5-color, I'm not sure how much budget we have to spend on lands. So, Joda, is it legendary? It is not legendary. Plains. Zidane, Surge Foil. Did we open 2 of these in Surge Foil? I'm not sure. Honestly, Surge Foil, I think is it good enough for Joda? Are we forcing it? Do we have worse cards in Joda than this? For now, I'd say no, just because the effect is not really impactful enough. Omega, Heartless Evolution. When Omega enters, tap up to 1 target non-land permanent that opponent controls. Sorry, for each opponent. Put X stun counters on each of those permanents, and you gain X life, where X is the number of non-basic lands you control. It's fine. In 5-color, we won't have many basics, so when this enters, we'll be tapping 4 things with 7 stun counters and gaining 7 life. It's fine. It's fine. Joda. Self-destruct. Target creature you control deals X damage to any target and X damage to itself. Vivi won't die from this, but I don't think this spell is impactful enough for Vivi. Graha. Wait. Tia. Another Graha. This says reach. Whenever 1 or more other creatures or artifacts you control die, draw a card. Wow. Wow. We don't have an Aristocrats deck, but does this make sense in Graha? Just because we can attack people and I feel like we might be forcing it a bit. We'll put her in Joda for now. If we have an Aristocrats deck, we can put her in, or him, her in. Sorry if I mess it up. Realm Sketching. Create a token that is a copy of target artifact, creature, or land. Excellent spell. Summon Fat Chocobo. Create a green bird that has landfall +1, and creatures you control gain trample. Seems good. Beat down. Dreams of Laguna. Servile 1, draw a card, flashback. Yeah. And triggers Graha. Black Mage's Rod. This is another. Oh, this is a black spell singing card, right? You can turn equipped creatures into the Black Mage. That's fine. I think that's fine. It also creates a hero token because it's non-creature. 3 more packs left. I mean, Graha is looking good, but we're still missing probably 20 cards. So, we'll see. Ultima. Oh, perfect. This is a foil Carrick. For each black in a cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1 counter on Carrick, on Emmett Selch. Yeah, it's a super powerful card. I don't think it goes into any deck. I don't think. Yeah. Jekt, Reluctant Guardian. Menace for 3, 4 mana. Whenever it deals damage to a player, you may exile and transform it. It's transformed. Each opponent discard a card and draw a card. Each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. Doesn't go into any deck, and it's a decent card though, so it goes into Joda. Rejoin the fight. Mill 3 cards, then starting with the next opponent. In order, each opponent chooses a creature in your graveyard that hasn't been chosen. Again, we don't have enough creatures, I think, in Graha to play this. So once again, our graveyard deck is looking good. Maybe. Tataru Taru. Watch this be the only name I don't mess up. Tataru Taru. When Tataru Taru enters, you draw a card and target opponent may draw a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if it isn't that player's turn, create a treasure tapped once a turn. It's a fine, good stuff card. I mean, I don't mind just having a legend that enters and draw a card. Cantrips, and also makes a treasure with her ability. Yeah, I think Joda eats. Okay, summon Bryn. I give up. Exile the top part of your library. During your turn, you may put a lore counter on this saga. Sorry, during any turn you put a lore counter on this saga, you may play it. When you next cast a creature spell this turn, it gains haste. It's pretty aggressive. We don't have a... maybe. This deck has red. We don't have a commander yet. Right now, this deck is green-white, the beatdown deck. But hopefully we open some Naya commander. But for now, yeah. This is what we have. Plains. Summon Ifrit. We already looked at this. Black Waltz, number 3. Why isn't this in Esper colors? It's black and red. This is a cool commander, but we don't have a deck for it. Also not Joda. Unexpected request. Steal something, untap it, and you may attach any equipment you control to it. Not impactful enough for commander. Poison the waters, creature get -1/-1, and Thoughtseize, kind of. Thoughtseize for artifacts or creatures. Nope, doesn't do enough. Ashi, Princess of Dalmasca. Whenever Ashi attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact from among them. So this is the artifact card. Insomnia, another town, and Blazing Bomb. Non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent, gets +1, sacrifice it, deals damage. No. Doesn't do enough. 2 more packs. We will sum things up after this, but I'd be really impressed if we're even halfway to a deck. Sorry, this is... Yeah. Hero. Another Tifa. Wow. That's pretty sweet. Not Search Foil, but still pretty sweet. Kuja. Inala. This is the Wizard Tribal commander. It's tempting, but we're not building it. Titus Eunice Guardian. This is the +1 counter commander? Or any counters. Okay, this works because we have sagas and we have +1 counter cards. So maybe. Hope Esthime. Hope Esthime is the life gain and mill commander. It's way too specific for us to build around it. Does this do anything in Joda? Not really. Bugenhagen. Weiss Elder is a mana dork that if you have a creature with 7 power or greater, it draws a card. This works in beatdown. Also in Joda, because Joda pumps our creatures. Add mana of any color. I think Joda is closer to finishing, so Joda. Oh, this is a sweet card. Summon Knights of the Round. This goes into our beatdown deck. Yeah. Forest. Prompt to Argentum. Whenever you cast non-creature spell, no. GF Ifrit. Side quest, raise a chocobo, doesn't do enough. Ignis Scientia, this is fine. You may ramp top 6 cards, you may put a land tap, interplay tapped, so this is fine in Joda. Dragoon's Lance. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and is a knight in addition to its other types. Equipped creature has flying. Again, the artifact deck is probably not happening, but we try. When this dies, create a 1/1 colorless Sabo Tenor. Whenever land you control, nope. And Scorpion Sentinel, not quite. All right, our last pack. Whoops. Hero. The Wind Crystal. White spells cost 1 less. If you would gain life, gain twice that much life. Creatures you control gain flying lifelink. This might be a finisher in Graha. It could go into a lot of decks, but I think it makes sense in Graha. Yeah. Newfound Adventure, search for, it's a Farseek. This is fine in Joda. Emmet Selch, this is the Graveyard deck. When it attacks, draw a card, discard a card, and if you have 14 cards in your graveyard, you can transform this, which is like a Yawgmoth's Wool forever on your turn. So yeah, the Graveyard deck. Trends, we didn't see this yet. Draw a card, discard a card, you lose 1 life, and you make a token. Yeah, beautiful. And this triggers our commander twice too with Rebound, doesn't it? Yeah, this is sweet. Ifrit, the Darkness Crystal, we opened. Forest, Omega, we opened. Gaius, Van Baelsar. Each player sacrifices a creature token of their choice. Each player sacrifices a non-token creature, and enchantment. Yeah, this is a fine legend. Poo-Poo UFO. Nope. Titus, not really. Albecht Salvagers. Whenever this creature, or another creature, or artifact you control dies, you drain target opponent. It's like a crappy Blood Artist. Instant Ramen. Wow, beautiful card. Does this do anything in deck? In the artifact deck, maybe? Retrieve the Esper. Create a robot. And Hecht Ice. When this creature enters, each opponent discard a card. Okay, this is our pack. And we'll be right back. We'll sleeve some of the expensive cards, and we'll make some piles and take a look at how close we are to at least one commander deck. I'll see you soon. Okay, so now we have the decks in piles. Let's first talk about the ones that didn't work. Vivi did not work because we don't have enough spells. I really wanted to make Vivi, but Yeah, even with the blue cards from here, we're not close. We're at maybe 15 cards. Next up is equipments. We didn't open a commander, but even if we get a commander from the outside, we didn't open enough equipments. Yeah, so it's a bit awkward. It's a cool deck though. I want to make this maybe someday. And then Jodah is just a meme. Jodah, there's no synergy, no cohesion. Jodah is the one synergy piece. I mean, it's probably pretty strong, but I'd rather play decks that are more cohesive, more synergistic. Okay, and speaking of synergy, Graha, Tia, yes. And this is so good. Just because it's so open-ended, you can play any non-creature spell, right? Sure, you got to pay life. We need to put in some life gain cards, but at the same time, this does, unlike a lot of other control decks, this can close out games, right? You can make large tokens and just smack people with them. So it's a solid win condition too. All right, we have Yashota. Yeah, just excellent synergy with the commander. Right, you can beat people with your tokens, and what's it called? You can drain your opponents when you cast your spells, or your big spells. It's beautiful. Also, apparently pretty expensive. Speaking of spells, yeah, 4 mana, perfect for Yashota, right? Also, you gain 2 life. That's good. And here you lose 2 life. But yeah, all these spells are excellent. Darkness Crystal, again, I like it a lot because you can instant speed activate this, so it fits in a control deck, and also the life gain is, do not underestimate the life gain. It's going to add up. Great removal spell. This draw spell is kind of iffy. It's 7 mana for 4 cards, but I mean, we can play some towns, right? We open some towns, so maybe 6 mana, 5 mana, and you can create a large token. This will get cut, but for now, it's serviceable. Eye of Nidhogg, decent card. Vane's Treachery, yeah. Shadow, this card is, I mean, again, it makes sense with our commander just because we're sacrificing tokens. But aside from that, there's not too much synergy. This might get cut. Lice Hexed, great card for a Spellsinger build. And unfortunately for the sacrifice, we can't really sacrifice our commander. But it's still a decent counterspell at 3 mana. Yeah. Stroke of Midnight, premium removal. Even if you get, even just building EDH decks with the complete card pool, I'd sometimes play this because it's just solid card. Protection Magic, yeah, defend your creatures. Transpose. The Wind Crystal, gotta gain that life. Ultima, board wipe. Not the best board wipe, but it does stop your opponent's like dying triggers, which you don't have a lot of, so it's decent. Black Mage, Dreams of Laguna, and yeah, copy something. Heidegger, again, in this deck is to kind of, because we don't have a lot of creatures. We make creature tokens though, so depending on how many tokens we end up making, because we may be making large tokens, going tall or go wide. If we go wide, we have to cut this, but if not, it's a decent way to, again, to block, to cock up the battlefield, right? Magic Temper, protection, and Resentful Revelation. Yeah, seems fine. And aside from Yashota, or sorry, from Graha, I'll first count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. We got 23 cards. Yeah, so we only need 40 more non-lands and maybe 37 lands, and we have a deck. But I was going to say, aside from Graha, we got some pleasant surprises. We got this deck here. Sin, Spyrus Punishment. Yeah, I was talking about a graveyard deck, and we found the end game. With this entering, we can bring back every permanent from the graveyard as long as we don't have lands. And it's nice in this deck because we're not milling kind of blindly. We are surveilling, we are choosing what goes in the graveyard, and we have abilities that can exile from the graveyard. So we'll take a look. Sin, Spyrus Punishment, our top end. And we have Ignis. Ignis is an awful card, but we found a use here because, again, it's decent ramp, and also it can, in a pinch, you can exile lands from our graveyard so that we don't get lands for Sin. And at the same time, Fenrir, it's kind of strange in this deck, but if you think about it like a Sakura Tribe Elder, I think it makes sense. Right, it ramps you because our commander is expensive, and at the same time, it will die. Right, it will die naturally, which fills our graveyard, and it's just a solid card, solid value. Lunatic, Pandora. I use it for the survivability, but the destroy can also come in handy. Newfound Adventure, we just need ramp. Also ramp. And we got these two. Yeah, they can both do work in our mill deck. In our graveyard deck, I mean. So, cool. Ultimacia with the time travel ability, the time walk ability can come in handy because again we will have enough cards in our graveyard, but for the most part, just entering and attacking Servile 2 is not terrible. It's serviceable, right? And sometimes you can get a pleasant surprise. Emmet Selch, great card, great enabler for the graveyard strategy. Selective, discard. The Falcon, reanimating things from our graveyard. Rejoin the fight. Lock Coal, not a great card, but still decent engine if you get it early. Evil Reawakened, returns things, and Town Greeter. I misread when I opened the pack, but this can get any land. And in that case, it's decent, just because, again, we don't want lands in our graveyard, so this can mill while saving the land into our hand. And yeah, we found a place for Seer Conrad. And this deck is actually pretty good, pretty great. And Yuna's Decision, we put this in here just because it's recursion, and also you can sacrifice a smaller creature. And we even put this land in just because it can return its recursion, and also it can mill 2. Although putting this land in the graveyard is not the best. So let's see how many cards are in this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 cards. And also there's a card from here that we can use. Yeah, Resentful Revelation. There you go. Fills our graveyard. And also has flashback. What's not to love? So yeah, we have 2 skeletons here. And both seem pretty fun. And there's just one more that I thought was kind of cool. We opened a Tidus. It's one of the commander decks, commanders. And it allows us to move counters. Note any counter from creature to creature. Now, it's kind of cool with +1 counters, but what's amazing is when you do it with sagas. Right? If you can remove saga counters onto another saga or onto a creature even, you can keep reusing the same saga ability over and over. So let's look at the second ability. Whenever one of our creatures you control with counters deal damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate. Yeah, this is just perfect for a counter commander. And this allows us to use some of the cool sagas that we opened. We don't know where else to put it. Summon Leviathan. Yeah, if you play this, you can keep bouncing things if you need to. In a pinch, you can keep using Tidus to remove a counter, and every turn it will bounce something. It will keep the board locked down. It will bounce Tidus too, but you can cast Tidus on the first main combat for just 3 mana. Sorry, first main phase, and then you can get the chain going. Kimakri works with counters. It doesn't have too much synergy with +1 counters, but you can copy a saga perhaps, or you can it has counters you can move with Kimari with Tidus. I mean to pump something else. Just a solid good stuff. Aerith Gainsborough, this goes in here because she can gain life, and when she dies, you get counters. Also, she has counters. This synergy all around. Now, Bugenhagen there isn't too much synergy, but it's a decent ramp card, and also your creatures are probably going to be bigger than most creatures, and 7 power seems reasonable. So we have this in here. Why are your creatures bigger? Because of our wolf guy, Torgal, our wolf who's a friend to humans, which we have a few of. Yes. We have some humans, and also a decent mana dork. But why we really have counters, we have, what's it called? Why we are expecting large creatures is because Maester Seymour, this card will pump your board. This is like your win condition. You will be pumping a lot of power onto your creatures. And also Monstrosity, he can make himself huge. Doesn't have to rely on your commander doing the moving, doing the pumping. Yeah, Torgal, and also Fenrir, because again with your commander you can just keep putting lands onto the field. This one you can keep removing creatures. They will never come back unless they blow up Ixion. And this is sweet. Like, this is one of the payoff cards. You just keep making tokens, right? You move on to, I mean, it will take a while, but you will get to, what's it called, chapter 4, and you can just keep saving it until you want to overrun, right? Until you want to do the +2/+2. So that's sweet. Summon Primal Garuda, another decent effect, not amazing, but kill something. And Shiva, why not? And also Mingwu, Mangara, just because it's got lifelink, right? So it can, if you pump Mingwu, you can get some value, and also it's just a really good card in Commander. And also we have a card from Graha to go in here. It's the protection spell. I mean, the board wipe can definitely go in, right? The board wipe can go in, and protection magic specifically. Also the removal. Why not? So what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cards. A bit low. We just need another 37 non-lands. But again, I'm pleasantly surprised by the amount of synergy and cohesion we have in these boxes, even though we just opened a few packs. So again, I wouldn't open a box with a goal of building a commander deck in mind, because then you would have to sell the expensive cards you opened and try to trade them for other cards. It's a lot of work. Just buy the precons. But I'm not gonna lie, it's also kind of fun to do. I might do another one myself secretly. I won't tell Jonathan, but yeah, that's all for the video. Thank you for watching.